Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Prostormer cordless impact wrench. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So we have some specs on the back here. It's 20 volts DC. Max torque is 370 foot-pounds or 500 newton meters. No load speed is 0 to 2400 RPM. Impact speed is 0 to 3800 blows per minute. The model is PSIW 2001, and this is a brushless impact. So let's get this open. So it has this blow molded case. Open this up. We have the instruction manual, we have the impact, we have some deep sockets here, we have the charger, looks like we have a clip. Let's take a look at this. So we have the specs again. There's lots of safety things here. You'll want to read through these to make sure you're using this safely. It talks about installing the battery. You press on the button to release the battery. This talks about the battery indicator for batteries that have that feature. So this battery has battery protection, has overload protection, overheat protection, over discharge protection. This talks about the lamp on the front. It says pull the switch trigger to turn on the lamp. To turn it off, release it. The lamp goes out approximately 10 seconds after releasing the trigger switch. It has a reversing action. So there's a switch above the trigger for that. This talks about charging. When you have the battery on the charger, if it's green flashing, it's charging. If green is on, it's fully charged. If red is on, it says no load without output. This talks about the impact sockets, selecting the correct size. This talks about the hook. So there's a screw to install the hook. Here it says hold the tool firmly and place the impact socket over the bolt or nut. Turn the tool on and fasten for the proper fastening time. The proper fastening torque may differ depending upon the size or kind of bolt, the material, or the workpiece to be fastened. The relation between fastening torque and fastening time is shown in the figures. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So here we have that screw to install this clip. So this will slide in here and you can screw it in place, and this will go on either side. So that's kind of a hanging clip or belt clip, so you can hang that off your workbench or your belt or something. This is pretty heavy, so I don't know that you'd want to put that on belt. But you could hang this off the side of a toolbox or something. But I don't think I'm going to use that, but it is there. And here we have an indicator for the battery. Looks like it's fully charged, so that's good. To take it off, we'll press the button on the front. It slides out. Here we have forward, reverse. So this is a kind of hard plastic here. This is hard plastic. This is a rubber overmold here, and this is metal in the front. There's some bumpers here. So let me turn this on. So this forward reverse will have kind of a middle neutral position that locks the trigger. So I'll turn it one direction. We can turn this on. Okay, so this is variable speed, which is nice. You really want that. So here's low. There's fast. It's very smooth. So when I have nothing connected here, it's not going to hammer. It only does that when it gets resistance. So let's check out the sockets here. So these are impact sockets. We have 17, 19. This is going to be 21 and probably 22. Correct. So 19 is what you're going to find on a lot of passenger vehicles. We have 21, 22 you'll find on trucks a lot of times. The 17 you'll find on really small compact cars. Let's just try charging this while we have it on the bench. So we have the charger here, has vents all around it. This outputs 21 volts at 2 amps. Input is 65 watts max. Now this battery says it's already charged, so I can't imagine it's going to charge a lot, but we'll put it in anyway. Slides right in. So it's red. I think that means it's not charging. So right now it's pulling 0 watts when I push this in. So no, this red is charging. I'm not sure if those indicator lights were correct. Right now it's charging at around 50 watts. So let me attach one of these sockets here. So there we go. So I do most of my own maintenance on my car, and when I rotate tires, I tend to not use an impact wrench. I have one, but the one I have is an air-based impact wrench, and to get it out is a hassle. I have to get the air compressor out, I have to plug the air compressor in, I have to let it charge up, I have to get the air hose out, hook it up to my impact, I have to oil the impact, I have to drag the hose around. It's just not worth it to me, so I typically take them off manually. But that has its setbacks too. It's slow, so I think this will really be nice because I can take this around, take my wheels off very quickly, but I don't have to deal with all the hoses and such. I just have to make sure the battery's charged, which is super easy to do. So let's head out to my car and I'll test removing some lug nuts with this. Okay, so I'm out here at my Subaru Outback. I have my lug nuts here. Now I want to mention that I do not have this jacked up, and you should jack up your car before you take the lug nuts off. Now typically, if you're using just a regular wrench to take these off, you have to break these loose before you jack it up, otherwise the wheel will spin. But with an impact, you can just jack it up and these will usually break free without having to keep the wheel from spinning because it does it so fast. So I'm going to take off 3 of these lug nuts. I'll have 2 on because if I take them all off, this thing will fall off and damage my car. And I am wearing safety glasses, and you should follow all the safety procedures when using something like this. Let's try this out. Okay, that was very fast. It was very powerful. I'm used to an air-powered impact, and my air-powered impact technically has more power than this. It has 600 foot-pounds reverse torque, but I'm not sure this wasn't faster than it. So that was very nice. I took those lug nuts off. Now to put them back on, I always hand thread these on. I don't know how many times I've seen where people will take these and stick them in the socket and just gun them on and it will cross thread them. So I always make sure they're threaded. And now what I'm going to do is I'll use the trigger here to control the speed because I don't want to slam these on real tight. I just want to get them snugged up. So I'll put these on, I'll hold this down. Okay, so I did that very slowly. The reason I did that is because I want to torque these with my torque wrench. So I don't want that impact to over torque these. So I did it really slow because I can control this fairly well. And as soon as it hammered, I let off the trigger. So now I can go back with my torque wrench, I can torque these to the proper torque, and I'm good to go. So that's the Prostormer brushless electric impact. Back when I was a mechanic, things like this didn't even exist. We didn't have lithium battery technology or brushless motors. Those things existed, but they weren't in power tools like this. So air was the go-to for running something like an impact wrench. But this thing's kind of a game changer, especially for a home mechanic. I don't have air plumbed into my shop. I have to get it out and set it all up. Now if I need to change a flat tire or do a tire rotation, I can just grab this thing, throw the battery in, and easily take the tires off. So this is going to save me quite a bit of time. This would also be great if a family member calls, have a flat tire, and they want me to come help them change it. I can throw this in the back of my car, and this will just save me time changing that tire out on the side of the road. So I'm finding less and less reason to keep my air compressor, although I will keep it because there are times I want to use it. So aside from lug nuts, this could also be used for doing things like taking off tie rods, ball joint work. This came with 4 sockets, but you can get other sizes of impact sockets. So this can help you remove those fasteners, especially for people without a lot of strength or without like proper breaker bars and things like that. This can help you break loose bolts. But I really like the construction of this. It's just very heavy feeling. It's very heavy duty feeling. It was very smooth to operate. I didn't feel like I was using a lesser tool than using an air tool. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.